Wildcat Sanctuary, not only are we a rescue organization, but we really advocate for no more wild pets. And that means we built a sanctuary here, and our motto is Wild at Heart. Our primary goal would be to put ourselves out of business and not rescue tigers from backyards again. But if we have to, they need to know compassion and dignity. And so here at the sanctuary, we do as much as we can to make them feel wild at heart. And that might mean giving them more enclosure space, things to do, letting them for the first time in their life choose which path to walk down, which perch to lay on. They're not forced to come up to see us. They're not trained for anything. It's really just letting them to experience being a tiger as much as a tiger can in captivity. We are a forever home to big cats. We are a nonprofit. We are here to create a natural sanctuary to wildcats in need, but we also inspire an end to the captive wildlife crisis. So we're educating, we're helping pass legislation, and we're rescuing because we do not think wild animals should be kept in basements, backyards, or roadside zoos. We are always a 100 animals or higher facility. We house all kinds of cats, so everything from tigers to cougars to leopards to lions, even little hybrid savannas and Bengals, bobcats, lynx. And we really believe that we deserve to give something back to them, and we are required to give something back to them. So we really give them large free roaming habitats here in the northern woods of Minnesota. We give them pools, we give them extra shelter. Giving them shade is not enough. They need several areas of shade. We are really much a retirement home for cats that have been kept in captivity, but we're trying to give them a little bit of their wild nature back. They'll never get to be wild, but we sure hope they get to learn compassion. We get animals, the average age is about 10 years old when they come, and we might be their third or fourth home. And so we're really getting their behavior to neutral and their health to neutral before we can start letting them blossom into beautiful big boys like you. We do have a lot of aging big cats. Geriatric care is one of our biggest expenses here at the sanctuary next to fence and food. But quality of life and managing pain and things for these animals that have never received vet care is so important. It's really sad to see an apex predator get old and decrepit, and mostly because of that declaw or lack of veterinary care, not because of old age. Their bodies are aging out faster than their years because of the mistreatment or the lack of treatment that they received. How sad would it be that we would get to a tipping point where we might be euthanizing tigers in the US because they're overbred and there's not enough humane alternatives like sanctuaries to house them. A world without wild tigers is very sad. A world without more backyard tigers or a tiger that lives in a cage is what I'm hoping for. And every new rescue teaches me something brand new, whether it's behavioral and what they've been through, whether it's medical, whether it tests the bounds of science because they say cats can't premeditate, or that they live in the moment, they don't have memories. It's amazing to me how these animals can prove so many of our theories wrong. And it's amazing to me how connected they are to the rest of nature and the universe, and some of the miracles that they've performed here at our sanctuary. If taking away everything this animal deserves isn't enough to deter you from buying one as a pet, not being able to have homeowners insurance and knowing the cost and trying to find a vet and everything else that goes into it should deter you. If telling you that a tiger shouldn't be a pet isn't enough, there's many other reasons. The idea of owning an exotic animal is much more glamorous than the reality. Let me tell you from somebody that runs a sanctuary and does it every day. It's not a glamorous job, it's a rewarding job. I feel blessed. I feel that to get to save these animals is an experience not many people get to do. And I think the one thing our organization always puts is the animals come first. And if that means that I would never get to rescue another cat again or have a tiger I got to walk by every day because no more were being abused or neglected, I would be making that trade in a heartbeat. So I think that's the difference than somebody breeding or having them as a pet. It's all about what I'm getting from the animal and why they're here. I'm blessed with what I'm getting from them, but I'd give up in a heartbeat to avoid them ever having to live in a cage or be abused again. It takes one person to do something bad, to abuse an animal, to breed an animal, to sell it to the black market. But then when we rescue that animal or we come together to change legislation, it takes the masses to do that. And so when those changes happen, there is a wave of good, and I want to ride that wave.